previous matches we've had a long season 7, and it's not looking good historically for Omega.
Yeah, again, Omega is on very thin ice just going into the game. So they're going to have to do more than just rely on their lineup, on their kit. There's got to be something else they're pulling, and we're bound for quite the show. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last game of the regular season, and let that sink in. The last game of the regular season is a rematch between the grand finalists of Season 6. Welcome to the Land of Dawn. What an honor it is to be at your service here. Bren Esports versus Omega Esports. Let's get it on. So far, nothing too crazy. It is, as we said, save for one. It's Lusty on that 5, Angela.
Oh, so it is a side lane Barrett's.
It's a classic Barrett's.
Classic Barrett's, and yeah, it's a classic play here for Lusty. We've already seen Lusty bring out things like the Rafael and the Angela in the earlier parts of the season. It's only been quite recently that he was trying to play more of the traditional tanks that he liked to play.
And he's never played an Angela, not at 5. Whenever Bren would do this, it would be on Rebo. And yeah, Rebo's done it once this whole season.
Yeah.
I remember maybe Few has played it as well a couple of times. So yeah, this is the first time we're seeing it on Lusty. Relatively experimental as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of avarice that I'm seeing on the side of Bren.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Here comes the money. It's going to be the theme here for Bren Esports.
Ching, expect Omega to be buried in value very, very quickly if this keeps up.
Yeah, so Bren Esports actually, even if they decide to take fights that won't necessarily favor them, if they can just get a few hits and then back off, if they don't win the objective fight, like, it's good because you'll have the public group of the Uranus and then the Angel just being able to get avarice stacks anyway.
Yeah.
So no matter what happens, Bren is going to keep the gold value close, or dare I say, might actually find a leg up over Omega, even if Omega is getting kills.
And yeah, an interesting approach here. Both side lanes sustainable tanks, and your only real source of damage is Carlteasy. What a gambit.
Yeah. It's just pure sustain.
It's crazy enough to work. It's just crazy enough to work.
Yeah, because again, looking at the damage that Omega can dish out here, they're very cooldown based. So once their cooldowns are done, Bren Esports can just walk in front of them. In theory, it's quite hilarious because
funny.
it's very funny.
Yeah.
You're really just gonna see at one point Brent's just gonna be going, okay, we're eating up all the damage. Look at us sustain and heal through all of it. Oh, your cooldowns are done? Yeah, we're still up to fight.
Let's go.
Let's see if Omega will be able to take this turtle though, because Bren will be able to contest it.
Carlteasy here has his purple buff. Kenji with the kit. Oh, this is good. Split. But Heath looking low. Let's see who's going to get the turtle. That's going to be Hajizi. Heath is low. That's going to be Hajizi chasing Lusty. Kenji on Lusty. Can they finish? And Lusty is going to go down. That's
Will
going
he get
to
away?
be... Rebo can finish. Ionic Edge. Just
right at
the tip.
Right at the tip of that Ionic Edge. Almost getting away. And the reason why... Hajizi was very confident in trying to go for that kill. All the easies are messing me up right now.
Yeah.
Kenji's one of his little mini baby glues was actually got turret aggro. So you see there, if you go back into the turret aggro, was reaching all the way to where glue was, and that's why Hajizi was very confident in attempting to get that kill. It wasn't clean at all. He got taken down.
Yeah, Carlteasy is in trouble. The fight continues. They did not respect the damage output of one.
Oh, he brought it back.
Nice pull here. Few is in danger, and there's the Angela coming in. The Angela comes in at the right time. They do get Few. Hajizi gets the kill. Hajizi needs to dive out. Flicker in by Flap. The burning oil. And Rebo, he's got his man. Hajizi, where are you going? Nice flicker in. And another Ionic Edge taken down, Ling.
Look at Flapteasy and Rebo committing flickers to close in the gaps, to get those kills. And Bren Esports, they are slowly starting to run away with a gold lead. It's not that far. Omega can keep this close or catch up or even take the lead, but they cannot continue to keep giving Bren Esports wins like that.
Yeah, Reptar, I have an issue, a quandary with Omega's lineup. There's no real scale. There's no real scale here.
One of us accidentally activated our winter truncheon here, but now we are still in this fight, and it is Omega. It looks like they'll have a lead going into this turtle take.
Yep, the Tona's welcome though. Hajizi cancels it with a Tempest of Blades plus a Feathered Airstrike, canceling out this team fight, and Kaldizi is trapped.
That's a big
Blazing
win.
Duet to try to save himself as a last resort. Lusty pops out at the nick of time. Rebo gonna run into 3 members of OMG, and just like that, after our short episode, we apologize. Omega evens the odds, catching up to Bren 5-5 in 5 minutes with about 1,000 gold in between.
Yeah, so earlier we were talking about how Bren Esports, their lineup at one point will just be almost impossible for Omega to deal with. We're not at that point yet. We're still at the point where Omega can take wins, push in deep, maybe even end the game before it gets to the point where Bren is just eating up all the abilities and running all over Omega Esports. And Omega, they're fighting.
Omega are chasing the clock here, and just the same again I mentioned before that broke out, they have no scaling. They don't need scaling, they just need to continue this. And Kaldizi Blazing Duet to clear the wave. BMI out, they're just gonna play this same game. Wow, look at the pressure Flapizzi has put onto top lane. Kenji scrambling to defend, and I think that tower is gonna stay standing.
Yeah, Kenji has been, just like what his glue was in game number 1, a great disruptive presence here for Omega. Rebo, really low.
Oh,
just the right amount of side steps. He has the heals.
That was Lusty checking in on him.
Yeah.
Like, you need a hard card? Nah, I'm good,
Yeah.
fam.
all
Thanks. Thanks. Look, just like that, seconds later, he's still at full health.
Yeah, again, the power of the Uranus we're seeing unfold right before our eyes, and a teaser of what could be a difficult thing for Omega to deal with. But as we are watching the game, it is Omega with the lead, and their eyes set on this bottom tower.
One more go. Let's see. The turret gets pushed. Oh, the turret still stands. They have no minions. Hajizi's in trouble. Hajizi Finch poise up. A bite onto Heath, and they're out sprinting.
Right, response there by Omega just to back away. It was a really good fight for Bren Esports to take.
Nice choke by Kaldizi up top with the help of Flaptizi, taking the orange away from Hajizi. The machine is needing his buff. This turtle not looking good for Omega. I don't think they can steal.
Yeah, it's going to be a 4 versus 4 fight. Rebo and Toshi both had to go home. Brute Force Breastplate already picked up by Kenji, and Hajizi and Crowd both have their Demon Hunter swords.
Good arsenal on both here. Kaldizi getting so much of... Oh! A stack! But here comes Heath with the wild charge. Kaldizi already committed with the hard guard. Toshi looking low.
Wow!
Nice feathered airstrike!
Wow!
In your face! That's gonna be a bite by Kenji onto Few, and they get away with nothing. Hajizi was busy farming, and I think that's an L that Omega's willing to take to be able to push down bottom.
And the shades of how Onyx first originally dealt with Glue when they went up against it,
Ignore him.
they just ignored it. In the backline of Bren Esports, that's exactly what they did. Kenji was just dancing around, playing there, hey, look at me. But Bren wouldn't bite the bait. They knew that, I said the turtle is going to be ours.
I just want turtle, Kenji. I don't want any trouble.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt you.
And he won't be able to deal damage as Glue. Again, Glue will just disrupt. He'll be annoying somewhat, but he'll be even more annoying if you decide to deal with him directly. It's just gotta redirect your anger. Flow like water when you're going up against Glue.
Just like the great Bruce Lee said, be like water, my friend. Kaldizi here pops the feathered airstrike by Toshi. Blazing Duet out, so that's at least a minute or so that engagement's not gonna happen. So Kaldizi has to rebuild those stacks, has to wait for the cooldown, but just the same, he's owning the map, Reptar.
Yeah, and Bren Esports is owning the gold lead in this game. 4,000. We are getting really close to that mark. It's around 3.8, 3.4 of a lead right now for Bren Esports. And getting really worried for the mega lineup. We're getting really close to that moment where we're just gonna see Bren Esports just running all over Omega. When Omega defeats their cooldowns, that's a sign for Bren Esports to just keep on fighting. As long as Carl Teasy doesn't get picked out here, Bren Esports, that's their chance. But if Carl Teasy gets found out by any member of Omega Esports and gets bursted down quickly, Bren will have to start worrying.
But that doesn't seem to be a story. Lusty put at half health here. The burst by Curtizi, so they have to respect that as well. And I got a note here. Rebo, in your face of Toshi. He's not in any trouble. Like, he can do this with relative impunity.
Yeah, it's gonna be Toshi who'll be finding himself in trouble at times if he just lets Rebo claw at him non-stop. So yeah, Bren Esports, they're happy with this lead right now, and they're just playing their cards right. They're managing the minion waves in all lanes. Omega Esports, they can't overstretch right now because, again, look at the two side laners up here up against a Barretts and a Uranus. Those are difficult to take down in lanes.
But Few here gonna be the target. Nice jump in. Oh, Few's in trouble. Tempest of Blades here. Oh, that's one down away from Bren Esports. Omega happy to get what they can off the map. And just like that, Reptar, you said, once your cooldowns are down, Omega's like, all right, we're done.
Yeah,
Bren says, we can go. What's up?
Yeah, let's bounce. We're good. That's a win for us. But Omega Esports might want to continue their fights. Their cooldown should be done at this time.
They have a couple of ults here. Toshi has a feathered airstrike. They're waiting for a good engagement. Now Rebo here at the orange. Heath. Oh, I've never seen a Grok so small. Only the scale against the Barats. Look.
Yeah.
He's so tiny.
Compared to that big mean dinosaur, man. Sorry. That big rock looks like a pebble.
That big rock is small, but look.
Look at the blazing the web. All the damage.
Kenji uses the split at the perfect time. And now Hearthguard by Kartizi. The call by Omega was to back out. There's an Angela in there, and Lusty jumps out.
An interesting interaction that we haven't pointed out yet is that it's going to be incredibly easy for Kartizi to get Art of Thievery stacks. Especially when Kenji's on split.
Yep, there's
because
so many
instantly,
targets.
bang, I have all my stacks maxed out already for Art of Thievery.
Like, Kenji is the one source.
Yeah. He just needs to aim for Kenji and time it right. Of course, Kartizi won't always have to wait for Kenji to keep up the split. But then again, because of that being a presence in team fights, Kartizi will have just an endless source of max stacks every fight.
Yep, so that's an interesting interaction. But another interaction I'm looking forward to is what happens if Omega fails to save Heath. Oh, he's gonna get away using the ancestral gift. Kartizi with a free pickoff. Toshi gonna go for the recall. And just like that, Bren didn't even need to use ults.
Yeah, Omega to Heath was just like, this tough love, brother. This is trial by fire. But of course, Omega, even if they took that fight, it would have been worse for them. So, of course, they couldn't do anything except watch Heath.
And Kenji latches on to Flapeezy. Hajizi are gonna try to steal the Lord. And I wonder, it went over to Omega.
Wow, stolen away.
But they did lose Toshi.
And Kartizi as well, because Carl and Rebo just immediately eviscerated that back line and will take down Kenji here.
Yep. Alright.
Wow.
Oh, and look, Rebo's bullying Heath in his own base.
Kartizi, Rebo, and Lusty, almost called Lusty Rusty. Well, of course, empowered by their Angela, just dive Toshi and Kartizi, and Omega couldn't respond. Hajizi did what he needed to do, which was steal the Lord, but against a steamroller such as what Bren has in their lineup, it's gonna be very tough for Toshi.
Alright, Lusty is exposed. Feathered airstrike here by Toshi. Hits not many targets. Rebo, ever so happy to be a Vanguard. Ever so proud to front line here. So far, so good. Nice pick off for Omega. They're still in the game. And just like that, an easy defense by Bren. I didn't even see the Luminous Lord do much.
Yep, and we have reached that point of Bren Esports just running like, not just a wall. It's like a wall with a bunch of the worst things you can think of in life. Swords.
It was a small window for Omega to stop that bus from going.
Yep, it's the Bren Esports bus, and Omega can just stand there and watch as the bus drives past them or through them.
Yeah, it's the Bren Esports bus. You're right. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's keep it at that. Right now, Bren Esports, they're ahead by give or take maybe 7,000 gold. Not a good look. Again, Reptar, this late in the game, we're seeing I think early on, like maybe sub 10 minutes, that's where you're gonna see the Avarice lead.
Yeah.
But right now, this gold lead is not caused by the Avarice because that does have a cap. It's just caused by how much Bren owns the map.
Yeah, just pure wins right now. The tower pushes, objective takes, the kills that they've gotten at this point in the game. That's where Bren Esports got their lead, and that's how they're gonna keep it here. With all the items on Rebo and Kartizi right now. Kartizi already full build. Already. He went for the brute force breastplate and the oracle as well, so that's gonna be good lifesteal and gonna be harder even for Toshi and Kartizi to burst him down.
Look at this. Just with disrespect by Bren. It's like, yeah, we're just gonna be around here. We don't care. Kenji with the split. still surviving. Daytona's welcome. Onto which one? My question, onto which one?
I think it'll latch on to the main one.
Alright, then he's gonna eat him.
Yeah, because if it's just one little tiny glue, that...
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. That's utterly disrespectful if that was a feature added.
It's funny, but I'm loving it again because of the unique heroes pick here by both teams, that there seems to be so many interactions we've yet to see.
Yeah, and Toshi and Curtisi have reached that point of, yeah, we're really going to need to watch our positioning here.
Yep.
They will still be able to deal damage here, don't get me wrong, but with this lead right now, the sustained items that Bren has, it's going to be so difficult.
Hajizi there, I think it was just between Flaptizi and Carltizi, put him at about, what, an eighth of his health. So that's how ahead still Bren Esports is in perspective, that even Hajizi, after a second or two of exposing himself, had to go home. So right now, Heath is just buying time. This is a losing fight for both of them. I think Rebo should just not care. So Heath he's getting like, but no, Rebo, look, I'm here.
Rebo's, I think it's also more like, call an ambulance for me. Call an ambulance, but not for me. Because he's not letting Heath go home or getting close to where the members of Omega are.
It's both of them saying that.
Yeah, both of them are saying
But
that.
wait, what?
We both need an ambulance, but not for us?
Wait?
What?
Nani? Oh, Carltizi blazing the way to the face of Kenji.
That's
Split
really early.
here by the glue. And he's looking for a target. He's getting stunned by the trap. Is he going to get a ride? Is he going to get a grab? The answer is yes. He got the few. And right now, wild charge here by Heath. Gets the hell out of dodge. There's a feathered airstrike. Rebo can place a few marks. And Rebo might fall. Toshi gets it. For the first time in a while, we saw Rebo die. Actually, the first time in the whole game.
Yeah, that's defensive mindset right now by Omega. Bren Esports, they're looking like the aggressive bus. Omega Esports doing a little bit of a football play called parking the bus. And because Toshi and Curtisi were initially zoned out by Flap and Rebo, forced them to go back to base to heal, that gave the opportunity for Bren to potentially take the purple buff away from Hajizi, which they weren't able to do. And so, because Toshi and Curtisi got to make it back in time, Bren Esports had to back off there, and Rebo, unfortunately, was the victim of them being able to reposition in time to deal damage.
Close one as well for Kenji. I could have sworn he was going to die. I could have sworn he wasn't going to get a grab in, but he did. And look at this, a valiant effort by Hajizi. This is what you do as a Ling. If you're behind, you try to find where you can get pushes, where you can get objectives for free relatively safely. And yeah, they have closed the gap. Reptar earlier was what, 7-8K? Now it's at 5.
Yeah, it still holds true. The lineup interaction that Bren Esports has with the lineup of Omega. But now they have to watch out for the split pushes that Omega will dish out. Specifically Hajizi. Bren Esports works best as 5. As 4, they're still relatively good, but if they want that big, decisive win, it's going to be as 5. But if you commit as 5, you're going to be opening up the map for Hajizi. So, Bren, what are you going to give up?
Everybody has to be in the bus, right? Everybody has to be in their respective seats for the Bren bus to move in. And Heath is just trapping the Lord in, like, you stay here, bud.
Yeah, the Bren bus. And let's see if Omega will have their brains busted by this Bren bus, or will the team that is constantly labeled as one of the most, or if not the most fundamentally and technically sound team, keep their heads cool and find a way to win this matchup.
Reptar, it seems like Bren is hell-bent on taking this Lord. There's no going back. This is a one-way trip. And right now, let's see, where can they find solace? There's a silver lining. There's a very small window of opportunity here.
He resets it.
Eats Kenji, and Kenji figures out there's a better airstrike by Toshi, cancels it, stops it. He knows that there's a better thing to do here. Kenji with a split. Can he get a grab? The answer is yes. He's on to Flaptizi.
Oh, he's bringing him back.
Pulled back, but there's no follow-through. Heath here spotted out by Carltizi from the back lines, and just like that, they have to reset. That's going to be Kenji in the sights.
Look at that.
Rebo gets blasted. Rebo is able to survive. Feathered airstrike on the turnaround. Heath is going to fall here. Just like that, this might be it. 2 men down for the side of Omega. Bren is looking for a finish. Could they find it in a Lord take? Because Hajizi here is just working with a dream in mind. He's saying, I'm going to push. I'm going to find out where we can defend. And I'm going to secure my own purple as Bren takes this Lord. But Reptar, let's not count out Hajizi. Let's
Yeah,
not
he's
sleep
still
on
up.
this young man. The machine is stolen from way worse, and I think it is a reset.
Yeah, Bren Esports, they have to slow down the damage. They have to find a way to get to Hajizi, and they land the stun.
What a bite! Tempest of Blades here by Hajizi. His only hope for a steal taken out from underneath him.
Wow.
So, if anything, at least Hajizi gets time on his side. He buys time and he forces Bren to allot attention to him. But just the same, this gives Omega, again, a chance to recover and hunker down, say we're gonna defend.
Yeah, Kenji and Heath are back, and with Hajizi picking up the Malefic Roar, of course he'll get the armor penetration, but again, that increases his possibility of a backdoor play if Omega can hold on. We saw it there earlier with how Kenji was taken down. Toshi and Curtizi, though they were there, it was hard for them to take that fight because the members of Bren were way too close, and if they pop their abilities, Bren will just be able to steamroll over them. So if Toshi and Curtizi can find great positioning here, they might just be able to turn this game around.
Immortality pop. There's a Tempest of Blade from the back lines.
Oh!
Hajizi from the back. Hajizi shut down by few. Flaptizi here. He is pushing, and there's Toshi with the feathered airstrike. They are looking for more. Only the top lane has been pushed. Kenji gonna ride on to Rebo. That's the grab. And I do believe it is a successful defense. Both cores, both prodigies have fallen after the TikTok timers, so they now have to play this very, very carefully. Reptar, they also died relatively close to each other, both at 40 seconds.
Yeah, and now with Omega, with the lineup that they have here, they can win against Bren Esports and Teamfights because they will have the damage advantage.
Yeah, but it's also still very, very slow.
Oh, he got
Heath!
Heath!
Welcome out to one. Who is it? They take down Heath. Rebo gets the kill.
That's bad
And
news.
now Curtizi and Toshi need to get the hell out of Dodge. Kenji is still riding Flaptizi. I'm still grabbing onto you, friend. And he is gonna fall off right here. There's only so much he could do. And I think Kenji, he's baiting them. Toshi!
Oh, there we go!
Like, how many triggers, how many blasts can you get? There's
Just
the hard
sustain.
card. Oh, and Toshi falls. Hajizi's here, but he has to defend. Oh, what a roller coaster of emotions.
Again, the picture-perfect moment is what Toshi and Curtizi were looking for. They got it, but the sustain, again, is the problem for Omega.
And
Too chunky.
yeah, and few isn't a joke at this point. And yeah, they just need to focus down on the base. Ladies and gentlemen, we are seconds away from a victory from Bren Esports. Curtizi falls, Hajizi with a blade, and just like that, Bren Esports ends it, finishing 2-1 in this best of 3. This winning moment is brought to you by Master Secreto.